Welcome to Let's Talk About It. Thank you guys for joining us another week 36. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to have my brothers and my sisters here. I'm happy to welcome our guest here today. First and foremost, let's start with our panel. Let's introduce our panel with Diamond Thomas. What's going on, sis?
Hey, Sammy, how you doing today?
I'm good. How are you? Good to see you.
I'm good. It's good to see you too.
Yeah. What you drinking on tonight?
Oh, today I'm just drinking some juice. I'm drinking some Calypso. I'm glad they got Calypso down here too, because I used to drink it all the time back in Detroit. So Calypso.
Candace, like you boring, man. Where can they find you at? Social medias?
My Instagram and my Twitter is Diamonds Are Better, Diamond, the letter Z, the letter R, better. And I'm on Facebook at Diamond Thomas.
That's what it is. My sister, Candace Castillo, Chicago, Illinois. What's going on, sis?
Nothing much. Another busy day. We got to send Diamond some wine or something.
We do.
I mean, low alcohol wine, something.
Low alcohol wine. That's fine.
We do. What you drinking on tonight, Candace?
Still in my black wines. I don't think you all can see the label. This is Sun Goddess. It's Mary J. Blige's Pinot Grigio.
Okay.
Yeah, I hadn't tried it yet.
Nice and crisp and cold.
And it's so cold today. I should have did a red.
I know, man. It's freezing in Detroit too, so y'all got that weather too.
Yep.
Where can they find you at? Social medias?
They can find me on Facebook, of course, on Instagram at CNecole, CNECOL, and on Twitter at Miss Union Thug.
That's what it is. Ray Wills, Cuzzo, New York, downtown Manhattan. My bad, not downtown Manhattan. Not downtown, my bad.
I'm in Midtown. You know,
Midtown. That's what it is. What's up, Cuzzo?
All is well, good brother. How you feeling?
Man, I'm amazing today.
Nice.
What are you drinking on tonight?
Tonight, I'm finishing off a bottle of a 2017 Tignanello.
Yes, sir, Ski.
Tuscan red wine.
So what you had a meat tonight, steak or something? Oh no, you've been on your vegetarian kick.
Yeah, I'm starting the vegetarian next week. I'm doing a lot. I forgot Easter was this weekend, and so we hosted dinner this week. So I actually had duck for dinner tonight.
Okay, but you've been going hard in the gym. Make sure you roll with it.
I've been going hard in the gym. Yeah, for sure.
Where can they find you? Social medias?
Instagram, Wills TV, Twitter, Ray Wills, Facebook, Ray Williams. Good to be here. Good to see you guys.
Man, good to see you too, man. My brother, Joe Andres, a.k.a. Joe Cross. What's going on, bro?
What's up, amigo? ¿Qué pasa, amigo?
¿Qué pasa, What's
yes,
up,
sir.
man?
Oh, man, cooling, man. It's good to see everybody. Special shout out to the chat gang, man. Gang, skoo. Gang.
Salute to the chat gang, man.
Yeah.
Salute to the chat gang. What you drinking on tonight?
Finally finishing off the Tennessee whiskey. Unfortunately, it's gonna be a long night.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, but yeah, we'll make it.
That's what it is, man. Where can they find you at online, man? Social media, all that.
IG, Twitter, Joe Andre online, everything.
Yes, Sirski. Man, good to see you, Joe.
Good to see
my
you, too,
brother,
bro.
Sadari. Good to see you, man.
Oh, what's up, man? I got off the call, so I'm good to go for a while at least. What's good, homie?
Man, it's good to see you, bro. For real.
What
you drinking on tonight? Please.
Oh, man, tonight, allergies are killing me down here in Huntsville, so I'm just doing water right now, man. Just trying to flush these allergies out, man. They're nuts down here. Like my car has like a light, like yellow tint hue to it when you go out there.
Right.
So it's crazy. You can find me at, I think it was Diamonds Are Forever or whatever the diamond thing is. You can check me out there on IG. You know what I'm saying? If you need to get in touch with us, just hit us up and we in there.
Period. What you drink? No, you already talked about what you was drinking on, which was absolutely nothing. Real quick, I wanted to make this show this real quick. The HBCU Cav hits 1.6 about yesterday or 2 days ago, or whatever. So salute to Joe C, salute to Ray Will, salute to Disa, salute to my brother Dre from Tennessee State. We're gonna get a couple more on the team. We're just trying to diversify it to try to get some more HBCUs in there, and then we got some good stuff happening with that. So salute to y'all. Also, if you are watching on if you are in the HBCU Cav watching this, you'll have to go to StreamYard.com and have them access your name and picture. Give them permission. That way we can see your comments and it won't show up as a Facebook user. So if you could do that, that'd be great. So we can see you, post your comments. We love to do that. So without further ado, I've known this person since I was 18. I met him and found out, well, I knew he was my cousin by marriage, but I actually met him when I was 18. And from my other cousin, rest in peace, Jimmy Ruffin Jr., who we used to call Boop. He was very close. I was very close to Boop. So I, knew I always had another cousin. His name was David Ruffin Jr. I knew who his dad was. I knew the lineage, and we were able to meet. We got close just like me and Boop was close. And when Boop surprisingly died, unfortunately, me and David got even closer, just like Ray Williams. Those that don't know, Ray Williams is my cousin on my mom's side, David on my dad's side. So, and we'll get into that later, but without further ado, I want to welcome our guest, Mr. David Ruffin Jr. Ladies and gentlemen. What's up, bro? What's up, bro? Unmute yourself, cuz I guess I can unmute you. There you go. Oh no.
No, I was muted.
Oh, okay, there it is.
I was muted. I am in California, so I didn't want to give that away.
Right, and thank you, man. I know it's 3 hours behind from where I'm at, so it's currently
probably if it was that time, being in the Double Nickel Club, I'd be like, so
yeah, it is what it is.
Over here.
So good to see you, man. Thank you for joining us. You kicking off this little series we're gonna do. We're probably not gonna do it every week, depending on what my gang want to do. But I wanted to kick it off April 1st. Today, kick off our little music series, and you are our first guest. So I really appreciate you taking the time out. I know you are busy. So you're taking the time out of your day to join us, and I really appreciate it, Cuzzo.
Man, come on, brother. First of all, let me just say it's a pleasure. I mean, not only because of who you are, but I mean, Boop is always watching us, so I'm always do right by him, just probably like you will. Not to mention, I'm proactive for anything empowering, positive, proactive. I'm for my kings and my queens doing things to uplift, have some fun. Tomorrow's not promised, and try to leave something positive on the way just in case. So I'm down with that. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure. I'm glad to be, popping the whole little experience open with y'all.
Yes, sir. We've had many guests, and we, like I've told you off air, we're trying something new because previously we were in an exclusive Facebook group of all Alabama A&M alumni. We've outgrown that to the world now. So we really appreciate you joining us. So let's kick it off. Tell us who you are, man. Some people do know who David Ruffin is, your father, of course. But let's Talk about who you are and where you come from.
I'm from that guy right there.
Yes, sir.
I am, of course, Detroit born and raised. Motown baby, born in the mid 60s, 66 to be exact. I stopped lying about my age because the gray hair was just outrunning me. I'm fortunate enough to consider myself one of the good statistics, just only because I recognized some things that I had to offer to the entertainment world early on, as opposed to later in life. So growing up in Detroit, it was music, and I was trying to do sports. So then, like right before my father died, a year or two before we lost the host, but I'm gonna keep it popping. A year or two before my father died, I got deeper into the music, more so from rap and hip hop into R&B. And shortly before my father died, I broke the news to him that I was, singing now, and it was basically it was uphill from there. But I've been doing the singing thing now off and on between parenting and working for a good 30 years, I guess, about 30 years or so. And I mean, my mom is from the East Coast, from Hagerstown, Maryland. I'm her only son. I'm my father's only son, but youngest of 4 children. He's from Mississippi.
Meridian.
My history is that where they set history for me to begin, which is Detroit. I stayed in Detroit from the time that I was born till my parents broke up for the first time, and that was just temporary. Of course, she went back. So I really left Detroit on my own permanently, not permanently because I did come back, but in my mind, I didn't want to come back because Detroit was just showing me a whole lot of negativity, and I was getting in a lot of trouble. I was on probation. I was hanging with the wrong people. I was doing the wrong things, and I was just acting out. So I had an opportunity to come out west a couple times. One or two of those times was with Boop, of course. I got in all kinds of trouble with him, but LA was way more attractive and seemed a little more safe too. So I left from Detroit, came out here to Cali. 3 weeks after I was in Cali, I met Warren G, Dr. Dre, and Snoop Dogg in the bathroom of the Palladium downtown. 3 months after that, I was on Gin and Juice and on the radio. I mean, it's a whole lot to tell, but we'll have to do that in some other segment in addition to my whole book.
Yes,
That's who I am. That's who I am. I made Gin and Juice. G's up, hoes down, bitches ain't shit, hoes trick. Niggas don't give a fuck, but see, I didn't get my credits and I didn't get my loot right. I had a lawsuit against them cats for $400,000. My attorney came up missing, murdered, all kinds of crazy. I'm drinking.
Well, damn.
Go ahead, Ray.
No, so I just wanted to ask Dave, like growing up with a famous name, do people often attribute your success to your father, or does that bother you?
Do they attribute my success to him?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Okay.
No, because I show and prove.
Mm-hmm.
I show and prove. I just was recently, I can't divulge what, but I'll be on a Fox singing show May or June of this year. Okay. Make sure you tune in to Fox, the singing competitions. There's the second season. Anyway, I show and prove. And look, until I started doing Christian plays and touring, mm-hmm. I was going by D Ruff. I wasn't trying to use that, what they think is a silver spoon, or I wasn't trying to use that coattail approach to it. It was bad enough, for the people that knew me, it was a problem because of how I was living or how I looked or what I was wearing. I just say this. I've always had something to prove. I still to this day have something to prove. And if it's nothing else, nothing other than I can hang as a Ruffin, then that's fine. As long as somehow, some way, that's what I leave, then I'm cool.
So do you feel added pressure like carrying the Ruffin name?
Of course. I mean, but like, I guess I'm shaking my head no because I'm so accustomed to it.
Right.
It's part of the makeup, if that makes sense. It's something that somebody who doesn't have, taking my father out of the equation, a lot of us have family that is somebody important, not just important to us, important to a lot of people. Right. So to whatever degree of fame that is, for my father to be that far into the fame world, I have been already compared to him throughout my career. I've already been told he can't sing. I've already been told he sounds just like his daddy. So, like, there are a lot of imposters or people who are out there singing David Ruffin music, both Temptations and solo. And a lot of cats can do it. And I would say initially when I first started doing it, I couldn't do it. Not like I wanted to. But the stuff that the people who cover my father's music, the stuff that they can't do because only David Ruffin can do it, most of those I can't do neither. So I don't feel no pressure.
Right, I guess.
I don't feel no pressure. I can bring to the table what the best David Ruffin alike cat can bring, minus the dance moves, but only like 60%. I mean, I'm not that far back. Minus the dance moves, the voice stuff, I could do stuff vocally that my father couldn't do. So, no pressure. Not really. Not anymore. That's what's up.
Let me ask this. As the son, to a famous, Temptation, first of all, what was your relationship like with your father? And secondly, did your father ever try to push you in any kind of way to get involved in the music industry, or was it just the opposite? He wanted you to stay as far away from music as possible. Like, what was that dynamic like growing up?
Okay, that's a double part question. Give me the first part again.
The first part was what was the relationship like between you and your father growing up?
Okay, hold that thought. You still holding on, thought?
Mm-hmm.
So, all in all, David Ruffin was a rock star. Any relationship that he had was subject to his ego. But at the end of the day, my father, he wanted fame, you know what I'm saying? He wanted the limelight, but he also wanted family. So, not the family necessarily that he came up with, but the family that he created. So I was with my father from, let's say my childhood being till I was 16. Because that's when I left home, period. Anyway, been out in the world since I was 16. So in those 16 years, how many of those years did I happen to be with and or build with and learn from David Ruffin? Out of the 16 years, I would say he was missing 6 of those years. And not intentionally, not even always by his own, doing. Sometimes it was my mother's doing. But with the traveling and the late trips and the late nights out and the extended performances and him hiding out or being on hiatus or whatever, out of those 16 years, 10 of them, I was with him. So I watched a lot. I saw a lot of things happen. I saw a lot of things unfold. I saw it was a trip. I grew up being afraid as fuck of my father. But later, like on the reunion tour, when I was 13, I saw more stuff than I had already seen about how he lives on the road. And I totally get it. I totally get it. And I think if you don't have the support, or more so the rock in your family that you may not have something to anchor to. So it was the fans, and it was the public, and it was the touring, and it was the money, and it was the yay, and it was the liquor, and it was whatever else. Interviews and flights and trips and tours and cruises and blah, 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 blah. It's very attractive.
Yeah.
But I knew our relationship was solid as he could make it, if I could say that. I didn't have the power to do that because I went from being afraid to being concerned. So when I was afraid, I was whatever you say, nigga. What? Okay, please don't raise your hand, please, guys, please. To when I was like 14, I started, getting a little heavier. And I noticed that he was less physically a problem to me. He was less abusive, just to cut to the chase. So that allowed us to grow a little bit too. I mean, I won't say he had a respect or a fear. The fear that I had, I didn't necessarily have a respect. I started developing a respect when I could tell he might be respecting my size, and that, my father's always been super duper skinny. And, you lean on him too much, he might be like, hey. So it's the process was stifled by touring. Those 6 years when he was not there, the growth was stifled by, rehabs and late nights, not coming home for weeks. But I grew pretty well with my father. He pretty much exposed, either intentionally, I'll say it in the order it came, either by mistake or intentionally, pretty much everything he was going through. So that answers the first part of your question. The second part of your question was, to remind me.
Let me just interject for a second. That's a complicated childhood, my brother. For anybody. It's a lot of layers in there. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Like, even when I asked it, I wasn't expecting to get that level of complexity. I know it's in retrospect now, but that's interesting in and of itself. And so my next question was, did your father ever try to push
I remember
music onto you?
Well, because he kept me with him a lot in life, on road trips and on tours. I was at like 3 of his 4 trips to California doing American Bandstand and Soul Train. I was there off stage. So, I mean, he never really tried to tell me not to do it. Actually, when the approach that I started on music was DJing. That's where I first got broken in. My friends, Dave Mays, who is currently now Abdul Sadiq Muhammad, and Alan Esther out of Detroit, and who else was responsible? A couple other Detroit cats that were DJs that kind of gave me. I was like, "Ooh, DJing, I can do that." And I was opposed to doing the music thing because I was mad at it, and for taking the time. Those 6 years seemed like a lot more with the stretch in them. So I was mad at the whole rehearsals and motherfuckers in the basement making noise till wee hours and pop being gone. I was mad at it. But when I found DJing, and then DJing led to rapping, and then I told my father about it, and he was like, "I don't dig it." And then a year later, I got into singing. So he didn't say when I started rapping, "No, nigga, don't rap. Go learn music management or be a music director or go sell cars." He didn't have anything. Sorry, I'm trying to make him look bad, but he didn't have anything to say in that area. he just was basically come with me, and I guess maybe some part of him as a father, because I would say the same thing about when I take my kids, was like, come with me, you'll find your way maybe more than just sitting at the crib with knuckleheads. So he never really deterred me from it. He basically was like, if you're gonna do it like this. Not even like I'm doing, but like I'm telling you. So more so, if I had to say yes or no, it would be yes. He actually did push me to do it right or differently.
In his
Hey,
own
David,
way.
I have a question for you.
Okay, come on, Boondocks.
What's up, homie? Within, I guess, the 10-year time span that you did get to spend with him, what I guess what life lessons do you think he was able to teach you or convey to you within that decade time frame?
To not trust anybody, number one.
That's fair.
Unfortunately. 2, to stay as far away as I could from drugs.
Imagine that.
To not be a womanizer or a child abuser, and lastly, to not be an alcoholic. Those are the things that stick with me most.
Got you. Appreciate it.
I'm sorry. I mean, this is raw as fuck, but whatever.
This is gold.
This is gold.
You hear this? Like, it's very rare you get this type of information or openness, or like Disa said, this type of vulnerability from someone who's lived it, like from childhood all the way up. Usually, folks start going through these things in adulthood, and very rarely can someone do it at this level. So we appreciate it.
Yeah, it's not lost on us or our audience. You know, we appreciate the vulnerability, my brother.
So I have a little less of a heavy question, though. A lot of people do not recognize the greatness of their parents. So, of that Motown generation, who was your favorite artist? Who did you look like? Yeah, I want to be like him, and not so much like your parent.
That's crazy. You say that. Back then, that was Marvin. Yeah. Hands down. Yeah. It was Marvin. I didn't start liking Temptation music, and it was very personal, not from a music place, because I'm different now, but I didn't start liking Temptation music until so
come on, you started it. You got to bring it out. You didn't start liking Temptation
until Dennis Edwards put out "Papa Was a Rolling Stone," and
I gotta tell you, that's my theme song.
And then I was like, oh, I fucked up. Daddy should have waited one more album. He should have waited one more album. It should have been that one.
Correct.
I said that's my theme song because in the first line of the song, they say it was the 3rd of September. That's my birthday. So I've always said Papa was a Rolling Stone, and people get it.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what it is. Diamond.
Yes. So my question is about the movie. The movie, because I grew up watching the movie. Like, I know the movie like the back of my hand. So
let's talk about the movie.
Let's talk about the movie because I wanted to know how accurate is that movie. We always hear that it's from the perspective of Otis, and I grew up around people who knew, people in the group. They're not really fans of that movie. So how do you feel about the movie? How accurate is it, especially the parts about your father and, as you mentioned earlier, about his ego? How accurate is it?
And before you answer that, Cuzzo, I just want to say, because I told the crew yesterday, I randomly always call you when I'm watching that movie, when that movie would come on. And I will always call you and be like, bro, who the fuck is this? Like, is this shit real? You always tell me, like, man, hell no. Or it was like this. So I'm glad you asked that question, Diamond. Talk to us, D-Ruff.
Miss Diamond, since I'm so vulnerable, as you say, or as y'all have said, or that wasn't you. That was Candace. Could you take your glasses off? Thank you.
She cute, ain't she?
I just wanted to know. I mean, it's hard, even though it's digitally, it's hard to connect. You know, soul to soul, spirit to spirit behind some glass. It's bad enough we got all these pixels in the way. So I'd like to just see a little bit more into the soul that I'm speaking to about my soul.
That's what it is.
Where's my hold on one sec. Oh, my drink.
Oh yeah, what you drinking on? Cause I forgot to ask you. I'm tripping.
Stella, he showed us the Stella Artois.
Oh, okay. I don't remember. All right.
The movie was the top-notch piece of shit from my family. You thought I was gonna say it was popping, right? It was a top-notch piece of shit from my family. I'm speaking that out loud because, and my sisters and I don't always agree on things, but we spent a lot of money in years. That movie actually came out years after it was done because we felt like it was just basically a picking on David Ruffin movie. And I mean, when the whole first half is about David Ruffin, basically, that's kind of like what it is. So what did I feel about it? It's funny. It's a double-edged sword. My father was an egomaniac. My father was super confident. My father was super cocky. I believe the majority of what happened with him going out on people's performances. But the movie for us made him the villain of the movie, and there's always a villain in the movie. And so yeah, we spent a lot of money. We got robbed for a lot of money in the process. But like, because they were such assholes about it with the whole production and, you know, the lack of consultation from us, anybody over here on this end, by default, you know, my feeling is F y'all. And that's garbage. Regardless that some of his characteristics are displayed in this movie, if you're going to display them, just display them all. Because, I mean, like, my father was probably either high or intoxicated 50 to 60% of the time that he was out in some sort of appearance. So, like, he always had the kind of, the switch was more on than off. So I'm saying a lot of that shit was right and real, but just there was that 40% or 30% to whoever the individual is that's making those statistics, where he was a good dude and he was funny and he was fun and he was silly and he could cook his ass off and he liked working on engines and he loved dogs and horses. There's all these other things. So I don't love it. And if I'm not mistaken, we're not getting a whole lot of money from the consistent play of it. So I'm still mad about it.
Did you ever speak to the actor Leon
for what?
Later on, like about it? Did you ever express?
I talked to him beforehand. I talked to him beforehand because he was the only one in the whole organization that even tried to reach out. He was already contractually bound to do it, but he wanted our blessing to do it. And at the time, everybody was kind of super like supportive and more so starstruck to like, yeah, man, please, yeah. He didn't read us the damn script.
AKA the lawyers, right?
Right. So, I mean, Leon never reached out necessarily about him. He just reached out to be like, hey, I'm doing the thing, do y'all mind? Which for me could have happened or not happened. Because if he wasn't going to call and be like, I'm doing the thing, is there anything I should put in it? Is there anything y'all want to tell me that I need to convey? No, that wasn't the deal. So if he had been like that, I'd have a lot more positive energy about it. I have a lot more constructive and proactive memories about it, but I don't. My thing is, and I mean, I know him. I've known him after the fact. We've broken bread since that, but that was 10 years after he damn near did the movie anyway. So, and we didn't talk much about it either, because I think he could sense that I didn't want to talk about it. I'm just going to enjoy kicking it with you because we got mutual friends.
Yeah. Hey, Dave, somebody.
Is it somebody talking to besides me?
I'm sorry. Well, the thing is we're talking to the masses, and I don't want everybody to be like, oh, you know, just like with Ray and you guys.
My name is David. That's my point.
So, Cuzzo,
he's saying call his name David.
Oh, okay.
Not David.
I'm sorry, David.
That's all my point was.
That's all he was saying.
Dave, David, my bad, David. Sorry, David. Candace asked, I wonder will it ever be a David Ruffin movie? What I was thinking is let's do one.
Yep, there will be.
I guess I had to ask that question. So a relative that's not so distant from me was Florence Ballard of the original Supremes. And my grandmother cannot watch Dreamgirls because it makes her angry. She hates Diana Ross to this day. You cannot play a Diana Ross album in her house. She'll say she killed my cousin.
Let me say this. My mom went to school with Diana and all of them. And a lot of people in Detroit don't like Diana, to be honest with you. Back in those days, she was known to be a big time mean girl. She was the mean girl of Detroit in those days. Like my mom used to tell me big time stories. So yeah.
So she probably. Oh, go ahead.
So I mean, that's why I asked the question, because we don't hear the story of the Supremes from the Florence Ballards. We don't hear. I want to hear David Ruffin's side of the story, because honestly, it sounds interesting.
Look, if it was up to me, I would, and I'm putting this out here because maybe the universe will make this happen. If it was up to me, all right. So look, in all realness, so David Ruffin has 4 children. I was blessed, fortunate enough, whatever, to have a majority of the time of his life to live with and or around him. My sisters and I feel like.
Don't tell this story. Wait.
It's not a story.
Okay.
I feel like my sisters and I should write our own story about our father and then have a professional make that into one. That's what I feel. Because if that doesn't happen, we all gonna have different. It's gonna be all. It's gonna be. I don't give a damn who would say otherwise. If it's gonna be more than 2 people, it's gonna be completely different stories, memories, of recollections of how shit went down. So I'm thinking to have the most magnificent book or movie, more so, about my father, that it should be what their memories, ideas, and tales have been, concluded with mine, together as one, made into something fantastic. And I think with those stories connected to it, it could not be anything other than fantastic. My sisters didn't tour with him, so I'll have a lot of those stories to tell. But they did have home life with him. Yeah. You know, he didn't live in the. They might say differently. You know, he had extended weeks and months at the house. But I mean, unless my sisters and I were at the house on Parkside together as a family, there was a whole lot of different stories going on. Because the eldest sister, before any of us could hang out with Pop, she was hanging out with Dad. And who knows what her stories are like. And then the sister that, for whatever reasons, and I just know and nobody has to know or has to agree, but his favorite daughter that he took with him, even more so to places, to the extent that.
Wait, are you talking about Cheryl?
I'm not telling no names.
Oh, okay.
And then the sister that he identified with even more, it was a latter.
Nidra.
Like, anyway, the sister that he identified with more, to the point where they started, getting zooted together, like on some whole different. Like, I knew my father was getting high, and he would get high around me, but to get high with my father, I could not imagine such a thing.
I didn't know that, bro.
Anyway, then there's the third sister, where she's the youngest and the most protected by her mother, but she too has her own experiences with dad, with our father. Then there's me, the boy that he finally wanted, that came from what their mother might consider a broken household or a home wrecker. Whatever their perceptions and perspectives are, that too can be in each one of their stories. I'm not hating on what their realities are. So I don't want nobody hating on mine either. Because if I put my story out by itself,
they'll be mad at you.
I'm losing track of the time. I'm losing track of the timeline.
You're losing track of the timeline. We're talking about a book.
So you were the youngest child?
We're talking about a book or a movie. No, I'm the youngest and the only boy.
Okay, got you. There we go. Okay, cool.
From the so-called woman that stole him from their mother.
Aha! So your sisters all have the same mother?
Yes.
Okay, got you. I'm tracking.
Yeah.
Hey, Disa Jones, salute to my sis Disa. Mr. Ruffin, is there a healthy way to experience Hollywood life, or is it inevitable that all the crazy stuff will follow?
Of course it's not inevitable. Of course there is. I would say worse, or not worse, that's so backwards. Best case scenario, keep God first, and then you're good. How about that? Next.
Hey, cuz
well, Whitney Houston. No, never mind.
Don't do it, Joe.
I want to executive produce that movie, cuz like for real.
Well, I know you want to.
I'm for real.
I know you do.
Like,
I want $1.5 million. I want $1.5 million. I want $1.5 million tomorrow.
It's just hard. Go ahead.
Diamond, I hope that that was a long ass question, but answer. But don't careful what you ask for. You just might get it.
I always get a text talking about what I'm drinking. Golly, my bad. Casa Amigos tequila.
That's the best tequila in the world.
And then,
it is not.
And then salute to House of Lemonade here in Detroit. Salute to them.
Are you buying bottles from the trunk?
Oh, House of Lemonade. He has a food truck.
Okay.
And I support him. $5. $5.
Get on his ass.
This strawberry watermelon, boy.
Well, because down in Georgia, there's a cat selling alcoholic beverages from his trunk. So I was just wondering.
Oh man, this Casa Amiga. I went and got this from the liquor store. What you talking about?
That's that old white lightning, baby.
Say that, Teddy.
Hey. Cuz I'm gonna invite you. Today they just released the schedule. I'm gonna talk about that a little later, but I want you to I'm gonna invite you down to Huntsville, Alabama this October. Got so much in store, man. I want you to come experience that HBC life. I don't know have you ever been on a HBCU campus?
As a matter of fact, way back in Never.
Man, hey, it's an experience for real. I know I've told you before, but it's a real experience. So I want to invite you. Ray Wills.
Oh, so I just had a question about the format of the movie. Do you see it more as a documentary or like a biopic?
Did I miss something? Say that again.
Right. I just wondering, like for the movie, like in your view, do you see it more like a documentary or more like a biopic?
The doc would have to come after.
Okay.
Because it would make a much, much better cinematic experience first.
Right.
and then to break it all down and to get into nooks and crannies of what the movie was, the branches and the leaves of that comes the book, which
Oh,
was what the movie was taken from as a skeleton anyway.
I mean, shit. If they let Wendy Williams do it, man, we could get one for David Ruffin. She did the biopic and the documentary, so I don't see why you can't do it.
Yeah, you're right. That was the approach was dope. How it was done was not.
I mean, yeah, for sure. I agree, 100%.
The approach was dope, though. Yeah.
So I got 2 more questions. My first question is it true that your father had a close relationship with Eddie Kendricks? And did you look up to Eddie Kendricks or look at him as an uncle any type of way? My second question is, are you still close to Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, any of those people to this day? And what was the defining factor for you in your career that made you realize that, you know, I'm actually doing something like really dope, and I've
That was like 8 questions.
that was like 5 questions.
Yeah, that was 4 at least.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to
Yeah.
recall. I'm gonna try to. You froze, Diamond. So as soon as you stop freezing, I'm gonna try to recall.
There you go.
So you said, "Do I still have a relationship with Dre and Snoop?" You said, "Yeah." I forgot.
So do you still have a close relationship with those people? And is it true that your father had a close
Eddie Kendrick.
relationship?
Everybody that knows David Ruffin and Eddie Kendrick knows that they absolutely hated each other. No, April Fools. They were best friends. They were best friends. They were called the Gemini twins, and neither of which was a Gemini. So they were man. Yeah, they were super close. And Eddie Kendrick was my favorite Temptation on and off stage. Eddie Kendrick, my experience is different than others people's. Eddie Kendrick had a respect or a love for me, like little David. Like that's all I ever was. Just little David, little David, little David. He would whoop me in a minute if it needed to be, and it wouldn't be shit. That's what's wrong with kids today. Anyhow, we can't whoop nobody because we go get arrested. But Eddie Kendrick was a very fair. He was a very fair individual. He was overly nice, and when he had to be stern for me, because I know people who have different stories. For me, he was stern, but he wasn't rude. He wasn't ever loud. He was never animated. He would talk to you like this when I told your ass to sit down somewhere before you get hurt. As opposed to my father, sit your ass down over there somewhere. God, go fuck you up. You know. So yeah, Eddie Kendrick. Well, he was a soft-spoken dude in real life for me. They had some similar habits, but to what degree and extent and how often, I don't know.
Ooh,
And when did you realize that you had surpassed your father?
Wait,
I never have.
Wait.
You never have. Okay.
No one
I
can.
have a follow-up question.
All right, hold on, Miss Candace. Hold on, Miss Candace. I got you. Just don't forget that thought. Write it down on the post-it right quick. So look, this is my dude. I cannot hang with. I cannot surpass. I cannot outdo. I cannot elevate beyond what David Ruffin has done. Not even as his son. If my father was a pope before me and I was raised to be a pope after him, I would not be able to do what he's done. He set lines and goals and histories that can't be repeated. However, I strive for greatness on this journey of imperfections. I've had a lot of L's, but I still remain undefeated. So, while I still breathe, maybe at some point, someone besides me can say, I've gone beyond that. My mother might say that because she knows us both very, very well. And it's very, my mother will tell anybody in a heartbeat I have more talent than my father. I won't say that necessarily, But the one place that my father didn't excel was a writer, and that's what I am first. So that was one more thing. The Dre and Snoop thing. I'm coming, Candace. I'm coming. And I've been drinking these things, and I'm paying attention like a motherfucker. You better. Anyway, the Dre and Snoop thing. What?
I want to ask you before you talk about the Dre and Snoop thing.
Candace is waiting.
All right, go ahead.
Okay.
I wanted to know where you're going to tell the story about what. Go ahead.
Right. You.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
We're not on a Zoom alone.
I got you.
Just to follow up from the Eddie Kendricks. Did you have, so Eddie lived longer than your father. Did you have a relationship with Eddie until he passed away?
Yes. Yes. Well, no, once he got sick, he wasn't seeing nobody. But yes. Like I was with Eddie at my father's funeral before he passed and after when he got out of jail. Back to Diamond. Diamond, it's weird. Was there a time in your life that you regret that you really manipulated the shit out of somebody to a point of a monetary or tangible gain, but never spoke to them again? Have you ever done that? Has it ever happened to you? So tell me how that feels, because I haven't heard from either one of these niggas. Tell me what to think. So let me say this. A year ago,
dudes out of money all the time on dates, so she knows exactly how that go.
Okay, I'm gonna want to answer, but let me say this. A year ago was the first time publicly that anybody in that whole camp that had enough followers to listen acknowledged that I was on more than one, but one particular song, Gin and Juice, that it was me that was on the vocals and on the pen on that. And of course, because of my 20-year fight to get acknowledgement, I had to screenshot the shit out of that and videos record the whole comment because it was pretty long. And so no, we're not. I can't even get either one of these cats to. I've on occasion over the years, and I mean like 6 to 7 year stretches, might reach out to one of these cats to see if there's been any elevation or maturation or acceptance or accountability for one's actions. I think I would hear from. It's weird. I lived with Dre for 8 months in a mansion in Calabasas. Fantastic lifestyle, fantastic, incredible things. I hung out with Snoop. We broke a lot of bread. We smoked a lot of weed. We made a lot of music. We played a lot of Madden and a lot of live. You know, I accidentally stayed at his crib one night just being too faded. We had a decent connection. I mean, really, we had a decent connection, and I think he was respecting who I was, even though he was trying to represent his Crip shit. But something happened between him and Dre, and I was the next man in line, so we all fell out. I fell out with all these cats in one fucking day.
The dog pound too.
The dog. That's why it happened, because of the dog pound. It actually happened because
tell the story.
It actually happened because of a little bitch ass nigga named Malik from Illegal.
I remember Malik.
Yep.
So a little nigga who was selling his soul to these cats, the dog pound. He was doing whatever he could do and saying whatever he could do to be down and get a deal. I mean, short of sucking a dick, and from a herd that might not even be short. So,
damn.
He was doing everything. So he was out of control. He was out of control, and because I was Dre's, basically, I had somehow graduated into Dre's assistant. I guess because I lived with him, and I was, you know, I'm just that dude. I'm just efficient ass dude. So I was handling some things. It got to the point where they was like, "Yo, we're trying to sign fucking Malik, but he's out of control. We need to send him out there with you and Dre." So they sent him out to the crib where me and Dre is staying, and Malik is just he's just constantly causing a ruckus because I have children. If not literally, communally, And people know that, you know, I know how to, I strategically can move around some stuff. So I was dealing with him, and he was respecting me, and he stopped smoking so much weed, and he stopped stealing people's cars, and he stopped, you know, stealing people's clothes and doing just ratchet ass shit. He kind of stopped doing it. And then like one day at the crib out of Dre's house, we got into some beef over a pool game. So the nigga like grabbed a pool ball off the table, right? And I'm already seeing he been wild for a good 2-3 months. And I hate to admit, I was totally got. He went to throw the fucking pool ball at me, and I was like, right? And I was like, oh, wow, you scared the shit out of me. I'm going to scare the shit out of you back. So I took the pool stick in my hand, and I turned it around, and I did like this with the pool stick, and I came to imagine there's a stick in my hand, and I came to his chest like this, and I was like, skirt, made him think I was going to hit him. So I stopped the stick, then hit him about this far away from actually where I stopped. Skirt. Well, because I turned the stick around, and because I had it so far down the stick, the whole top half of the stick snapped and hit him in the chest. Didn't knock him out, didn't make him bleed. There was no CPR needed or resuscitation. He just was like, oh, damn. Oh, my God. Oh, my God, you hit me in the chest with a pool stick. I'm telling everybody. It's the reenactment that I need.
So what happened? So what happened? What happened?
So he told everybody. And
that's a couple questions.
And because people were jealous of the escalation in the ranks that I was having in such a short period of time, and because various people wanted to maybe live at Dre's crib and nobody was but me, there were a lot of haters. Here comes David Ruffin's kid from Detroit, who just comes in and kind of like moves niggas out the way. I didn't try to do that. I wasn't on some, oh my God, this is fantastic. I was on some, this is, woo, woo. I wasn't on some.
It's the theatrics.
That wasn't even in my spirit yet. I said. That wasn't even in my spirit. I wasn't that dastardly, do-wrong ass, dastardly, do-right looking dude. I was very transparent, just like I kind of am now. I wasn't overly protective. I was a little shy still. Anyway, that's what happened, why I got into a fight with the entire dog pound at Dre's crib. That's a whole nother story that I don't want to tell. But I got in a fight with 80% of the dog pound. There were some of them that did not engage because we actually had a building of a bridge or two. And there was a cat named Nate Dogg that did not engage because we had a building and been sharing a lot of music shit. I've been sharing a lot of my ideas and techniques with him. So he wasn't involved. There were a few out of 12 motherfuckers that weren't involved because they didn't have something to prove. They didn't hate and had already received some sort of love for all intents and purposes, had received some sort of love from me or some sort of respect from me. So it was a lot of cats that didn't understand.
Who all asses you had to whoop in there?
Daz was rah. I wasn't mad at it when I was rolling with him. I wasn't mad at it until it switched up on me. And it switched up on me. He was the first one who was like, nigga, let's fuck that nigga up. When Snoop was like, I want to fuck that nigga up, but I'm not sure if I should, if maybe I'm wrong for what I'm thinking. And Daz was like, no, fuck that. Fuck the nigga up.
So
Corrupt had nothing. Corrupt and I were close enough. Yeah. Now I bought Corrupt his first Kingpin T-shirt off Beverly Boulevard on a shopping spree with Dre one day. I bought him that first Kingpin T-shirt that you see in them Let Me Ride videos and shit. But or whatever the fuck video I'm thinking of. Me and Corrupt were cool, and I had told Corrupt when I met him because of the way he acted, the way he talked. I told him I said, listen, you're gonna have to play my pops in a movie as a young dude. You're gonna have to pay my pops because not only you act like him a little bit, but more so you look like my pops when he was younger, even kind of older. Yeah, you're gonna have to the ears and the whole shit. I'm gonna have to. He was like, bet, but that was then. You know, that was a long time ago. Corrupt was cool. Daz was cool. He was cool with whoever his people was cool with, and if his people wasn't cool with them, he wasn't cool. I'm not mad at the loyalty in that. I never needed that or never really received that kind of loyalty. Never was in a situation where I needed that. Niggas, I smell weed. What the fuck? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So when is David Ruffin Jr. going to release some new music?
Really soon. I just released some new music last year. I released 2 joints and I featured on 2 others. I'm about to release. Man, I got some music. I got some music right here. That I'm working on, but I got to make sure that I come correct. I'm not just gonna come like I've been coming over the past 4 to 6 to 8 years with these little songs or albums under the EPs, under the radar with starving artist budgets behind the promotions. I'm kind of tired of that. And although I got on this competition show, the singing competition show, and I didn't win, but that's okay because I show and prove.
Can you tell them what show that is?
I don't remember if I'm contractually bound to not mention it or not, to be honest.
But you said it's on Fox, right?
I'm gonna say it. I'm not gonna give you any details. I can't get in trouble for that. I can see your voice.
Are we supposed to know that you didn't win yet? I don't think we're supposed to know that yet.
Yeah, well, maybe you're not.
All right, so don't even say it. Don't even say it.
Yeah, don't even speak on it, cuz.
I already said it, motherfuckers.
But it's a competition show on Fox.
Yeah, but they messed that man's money up. He's on a contract right now. He's on a contract.
Yeah. Hey, so anyway, let's talk about something else. So Joe Cross.
Yeah.
So, Cuzzo, you got something?
I just before
other cousin. My bad.
I feel like I was incomplete on something I was talking about, but it's probably what we should be talking about.
No, I just want to make sure that you don't get in trouble with no contractual obligations that you have.
If they sue me, it's more publicity for me. I'm with it.
I got you. Hey, so look, Joe Cross does sing, and somebody earlier in the comments said that they want
that nigga look like what's his name? Johnny
Gill.
God damn.
So real cross. Dave, Joe Cross. I'm gonna give everybody a present.
Wait, Tammy, it's not fair because Diamond sings too. And
and she from Detroit. So look, Joe Cross, don't you dare, cause I see you.
you know it's a big hell no about to come.
Hey, he's
about to come floating.
But no, what I was gonna say is, I was just gonna say, I want to, connect some dots. So real talk, I'm gonna be honest. David is very humble. He's seriously plugged in the music industry. And he does not. David, one thing I can say about you, Cuzzo, is you move on your own time. You're not in a rush to do whatever. If you want to make music, you make music, and it's amazing. I've heard a lot. If you don't, you don't. You got your cars that you deal with. You do, you travel when you're ready to. So I know you. But I do also know that if you want to, I'm trying to think, Ray, when I took you to the Golden Globes, David may have been my plug to that. You know what I'm saying? So Dave, no. You was my plug to that. Yeah. Anyway, what I'm saying is David is very humble and he may not say, oh, I know this person. So Joe Cross, I just wanted you to know, or maybe kick a little something, and so he can hear it, and y'all connect on your own time and build from there. Diamond, you too. Who playing the music?
Oh, that's the camera. What is that, a red?
Oh,
That ain't a red, is it?
yeah,
No.
somebody, you filming?
Yeah, I'm gonna take my to the hotel room and go to show shimmy show.
I'm not. I'm sure I don't get
That
it.
wasn't me. I don't know whose ringer that was. It sure ain't me.
Oh, who was that?
I don't know who that was. I mean, but since you brought up Little Nas X,
Okay.
well, I don't want no blood on my feet.
What you feel about that situation?
Me? It sucks, man. I got a song that I wrote for him. I swear to God, I got a song that I wrote for him. And then, like, here's this. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Now I got to look for, like, Garth Brooks or some shit.
Right. Hey, Joe Cross, can you, or Diamond, can y'all kick a little something?
Go ahead, Diamond. Let me get my shit together. I've been over here drinking whiskey.
But hold on. And then I'm going to have Mr. David Ruffin kick a little something as a surprise for everybody.
Okay. I ain't even got nothing off top of my head for real, but I'm gonna sing a little song.
Kick some Riri.
That's a real artist. She ready. She ready. Let's go, D. Let's go, D.
Okay. What am I saying? Okay.
And we turning this into karaoke.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, Diamond Tommy.
As my heart starts beating triple time with thoughts of loving you on my mind, I can't figure out just what to do, and the cause and cure is you. I get so weak in the knees, I can hardly speak. I lose all control, and something takes over me. In a daze, it is so amazing. It's not a phase. I want you to stay with me by my side. I swallow my pride. Your love is so sweet. It knocks me right off my feet. Oh, can't explain why your love makes me weak.
Yeah.
Diamond Thomas, ladies and gentlemen. Diamond Thomas. Joe Cross.
Somebody said I just got Puff Daddy.
My bad. I'm not trying, but I'm not trying, but these are my people. And in a minute, Joe Cross will be in LA with David Ruffin, and they'll be both writing songs for who?
Diamond.
That'll be dope.
And Diamond, period. Diamond, Joe Cross, David Ruffin. I'm about to make this connection happen. And I'm bringing David Ruffin to Homecoming. Stop playing with me.
All right, let's get it. Ooh, I bet you wondered how I knew about your plans to make me blue with some other guy you knew before. Between the two of us, guys, you know I love you more. It took me by surprise, I must say, when I found out yesterday. Don't you know that I heard it through the grapevine? Not much longer would you be mine. Don't you know that I heard it through the grapevine? Ooh, when I'm just about to lose my mind. Honey, heard it through the grapevine. You shouldn't have done that, son. You know I'm in these cups. Hey, you got me singing while I'm in these cups.
Joe Cross, ladies.
Joe Cross.
Hey, coming to the stage. Where's Otis? I don't see him. Coming to the stage. Ladies and gentlemen.
Anybody here to see you, Otis?
David Ruffin Jr.
That's not fair. That's not fair.
I'm like Sway in the morning. If you gonna sway, you gotta rap. If you come on, let's talk about it, you gotta sing.
Now don't you ever feel sad. You can lean on me when times are bad. When the day comes and you're down in a river of trouble and about to drown, hold on, I'm coming. Hold on, I'm coming. I'm on my way, your lover. If you get cold, yeah, I'll be your cover. All right, I'm done.
Hey, share this, share this, share this, share this, share
Wow.
this. David Ruffin.
Hey, goddamn.
Shout out to my
Hey,
background.
goddamn.
Yo.
Hey, you say your dad's from Meridian, Mississippi?
Why not?
So
that is right up the street from where I'm from.
So my family, my daddy is from Meridian. Their family,
Word?
Yeah, my dad is from Meridian.
Y'all right by York.
Right. So my dad and them, my dad, my auntie, my uncles knew David and Jimmy and their family when they were younger. Then my dad ended up moving to Detroit, brought his little sister. Then Jimmy and David came up to Detroit, knew them, and Clara, who is my auntie, my dad's only sister, and David's older uncle, Jimmy Ruffin, got married. I know it's crazy, right?
Yeah, you might need to draw a diagram, dog.
That's not crazy, but Sammy, y'all might have some. You, Ray, and David just might have some Willie and Joe and Laura Sale in the chat. Just might have some really crazy dope stuff in y'all family tree that leads back to A&M or leads back to y'all history just being super dope.
And I just got my whole family tree.
So Ray is on my mom's side. So Ray is mom's side, David's dad's side. Ray's and so on Ray's side, everybody's from Margaret, Alabama. So anyway, David, thank you very much for that selection. Joe Cross, thank you. Diamond, thank you. I think we need to connect some dots. Matter of fact, I might put out a homecoming EP.
If you get cold, I'll be your cover.
You did?
Don't have to worry, because I'm here.
You did?
Don't need the question, baby. I'm right here. Come on, y'all.
I love that rasp. I love that rasp.
Amazing,
I always wanted a rasp like that. I quit Newport. See, Newport was giving it to me. Newport was giving me that rasp.
You got the rasp for real. You got the same tone as your dad. I can hear you on I Wish It Would Rain right now. That's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, I wish it would. Hey, matter of fact, you sung that before. David, hit
it. Man, this guy.
Oh, I wish it would rain. Something like that.
Okay, right? Detroit Diddy. Okay.
Man, I really appreciate David. We really appreciate you joining us today. I'm dead serious about you coming down to Alabama A&M for homecoming. You are invited, Cuzzo. You know, I got accommodations already set up down there. So if you want to come, seriously, you are welcome to join us. And
I'll be there. But here's the thing. I know I got this little, my cousin owns a spy company. So I understand you might be dealing with somebody in the near future. And if you're going to be dealing with this particular person in the near future, I'm going to want you to let them know that I got something for them. And if you don't mind, I'd like to give you a quick taste. And you might know who I want you to get it.
Yes, sir.
Here you go. Here you go. There you go. All right.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Tell me after I played it. All right.
Ray, while we wait, Ray Wills, someone asked, can we get David Ruffin Jr. on karaoke?
That's up to him. I can't afford him.
So David, Cuzzo.
Every time you say Dave, it's one more no I'm adding to the.
The thing is, I never say your name. I say Cuzzo, so it's kind of hard. But
yeah,
anyway,
no, call me that.
So listen. So every other Friday,
no, I'm not doing karaoke.
I didn't ask. Somebody in the comments asked.
Unless there's a Patreon connected to it, I'm not.
David, I asked that you do karaoke just to shut some stuff down on Friday because Joe Cross comes on and he comes on and shuts everybody down.
Don't do that, Candace. Don't do that.
It's a whole thing.
As he should. As he should. Nothing great is done alone. As he should. I'm not gonna do it. I'm trying to reserve that so that I can get a check. I'm trying to reserve those.
Real talk.
I don't hate on that.
Go ahead. You was about to share something.
Here you go.
Salute Lord Sale. Salute Lord Sale. We might be kinfolk. We might be.
I'm strolling like I'm supposed to walk, controlling like a fucking rock. So I'm rolling in a 6-8 drop. No, we ain't holding, cause OG's hold shit down. Let's go.
Do David Ruffin.
Let me just remind you.
I'm strolling like I'm supposed to.
So who is it? Who would I get that to?
P Rock or E40?
Yo, that's straight West Coast. That's hard. Hey, that's Ableton Live you using right there, Dave?
That's 40 too.
That's Logic.
That's Logic.
That's 42.
Word.
That's 42.
That's who it is first for me.
I'll send it. You already know. I mean, we'll talk. Look.
Oh, word. Logic. Yeah.
Yo, this was amazing.
We lost Eddie, huh?
This was an amazing conversation. Final thoughts, Diamond Thomas, my sister.
This is just great. My final thought is, you define your own success in life, and it doesn't matter who your mother is, who your father is. You are in control of your own destiny. So make sure that destiny is a great destiny.
Salute, Diamond. Final thoughts, Candace Castillo.
So this past week has been interesting for me. It's my last week at my current job. I listened to a podcast with a famous person and my god brother, who is a semi-famous person. But shout out to foundations, because leadership and foundations will bring you back to wherever you meant to, and learning lessons from your foundationary people will bring you back to where you need to be. So that's my final thought.
Salute to you, Candace. Always giving that good word. How's that wine? Is it almost gone?
No, I switched to She Can by the McBride sisters.
Damn, quick as hell. Okay. Joe Cross, final thoughts, bro.
Yo, it's been awesome, man. David, appreciate the knowledge. I'm talking in cursive right now. the whiskey kicking in. But it's been awesome, man. Like I didn't know really what to expect coming into this particular episode, but man, it was so enlightening on so many levels. I appreciate the transparency, and it's dope. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate everybody, and yeah, that's it.
And I'm gonna make sure that I make that connection seriously, because y'all can definitely probably get some money together. David writes for a lot. Joe Cross is a writer. Diamond is a writer, and I just think that we can, y'all can make something happen. So I'm all about connecting dots. Period. Ray Wheels, Cuzzo, final thoughts.
David, I just want to tell you how much I appreciate you coming on, man. You kind of fit right into this panel. You know what I'm saying? Like, so me and Sammy go way back. So any family or friend of his is family and friend of mine. So I knew what to expect, is what I'm saying. So my brother, just thank you for coming on, and I'm looking forward to getting to know you better, man.
Amazing. Cuzzo, David Ruffin Jr., final thoughts, sir.
My final thoughts are stay prepared. You never know when a blessing is going to slap you in the cheek. Never stop dreaming. Closed mouth don't get fed. That's about it. I appreciate you having me. Again, I'm glad to be the first one on here. If y'all, maybe it's a platform where Tel said, I said appreciate meeting him too, because he dropped off. But maybe this platform can grow with each guest if any of them are interested in staying, or if they fit. Like Joe said. I might be interested in, continuing this with y'all as an extension of Coffee Talk. And maybe some other, maybe we could grow this into where we're looking at 10, 12 people at once having like a cool 2-hour, get together.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Get your drink ready. We're gonna do a toast in a minute, Cuzzo. What I do want to say before we go to that toast, if you are an Alabama A&M Bulldog, you saw today what was announced. Bam, that football schedule, which we already knew. I kind of teased it some weeks ago, but we knew that we were playing Jackson State for homecoming, and we knew we were playing FAMU the following weekend. As I said, I'll be there for 2 weeks straight, putting together events. Shout out to my brother Quentin Carter. Shout out to my brother Marvin Strong. We got some big shit popping for real in Huntsville, something that Huntsville probably have never seen before, I promise you. As Disa said, I mean, from Thursday all the way to Sunday, both weekends, we trying to really do it big. So I want to also say, if you need a hotel room, to my people first, to my crew first, my Let's Talk About It panel, also to a couple of my comrades on a couple of the Facebook pages. If you need a hotel room, I do have the hotel rooms locked in already at my rate, so about $100 cheaper, just about all of them, whatever the going rate is. So if you know me, we personal friends, holler at me. I'll send you the link to the Westin, to the Element, which is connected. Also in the Providence area to the Hampton Inn and the Spring Hill Suites. Also downtown, the Embassy Suites Hotel. So if you need a room and you know me, holler at me. I'll make sure I send you the link. I don't need nothing. I just want to make sure that my people get a room and get a room for the low, because that's how we do it. So don't forget to reserve your rooms, however it go. Salute to my brother Madison Salute to my sister Kim. Salute to my brother Aldo. They were not able to make it. Salute to my brother Quentin. Sadar was able to make it back. So final thoughts, C.
Oh man, we bounced all over the map today. I think it's an awesome deal to have David on the show with us. I really appreciate his presence. I appreciate the conversation. I think more conversations like this need to be had. I think we're just scratching the surface. If we could, bring them back in the near future, that'd be awesome. It was good insight on. We touched on a lot, man. There was like some childhood issues there, and I think a lot of us can relate to there. There was a slight touch about interrelationships amongst married folks, or not necessarily there, but parents. There was some of that in there. There was some abuse in there. There was a lot of things we touched on that we could most definitely have an individual show about in itself. So to have somebody like him from his aspect and from his vantage point speak to those just makes us realize that, as a community, as a culture, we do need to address some of those issues to kind of unpack it and get it out there. And I just appreciate him coming in here and being so forthright with us. I appreciate that.
Well, nothing great is done alone, brother. I appreciate you coming back just in time for us to be out. I want to say, I want to give your viewers and any of mine that are watching something to go home with, and on any of our platforms, try to answer this question. If you could have one thing in an unlimited amount, other than the obvious like money, diamonds, if you could have one tangible, important thing in life, what would it be and why? I'm leaving with that. Here's that toast you said we was going to have.
Cheers. With that being said, thank you guys for joining us for Let's Talk About It, Season 2, Episode 36. See you guys next week.
Put them on a glass.
Put them on a glass.